Hey everybody, it's Dave from the Meniere's Experience. If you like what you see, you know, subscribe. It means a lot to me. No, I don't make any money from it, but I like to know I'm helping people, and that's a good way of telling me that I'm helping somebody. Let's talk about, a lot of people are complaining about tinnitus and some ear fullness and just the symptoms of Meniere's disease. And rightly so, okay? But you got to understand there's really not a lot there, you know. You can do steroid shots, you can do gentamicin, you can have surgeries, you can try antivirals. What is it? Lipoflavonoid is a vitamin thing that can help with tinnitus. And you can try antihistamines, decongestants, all these things. And, there's things to do it. In the tinnitus, we just have to wait till something comes out, like till Epsilon comes out, and we can all give it a try and see what happens. Even if it passes, it's great. I want it to pass. I'm not saying I don't, but you got to try and see. So that would be great. But until that time, there's really not a lot we could do for any of these symptoms. Okay, I mean beyond really surgery or maybe like a chiropractor where you got to go every week and get readjusted or shots. There's really not a lot you can do. So one of the things is that we tend to do as either new patients or some people just have a hard time is we direct focus on Meniere's symptoms 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that can kind of lead to things. That can lead to you having an attack. Then you're conscious of it. You're waiting for that next thing to happen. You're waiting for that thing to drop, the bomb to drop, right? But you come out through the day and it's like, well, it really wasn't that bad. The tinnitus, yeah, it was bad. The ear fullness was okay, but it was there. But I didn't get attack. I didn't get a vertigo. But what about tomorrow? Here's the thing. Stop focusing on it, okay? Because when you're focusing on it, that's all you're thinking about. It's all you're worrying about. And that stress can cause you to have attacks. And I know that from personal experience because I did it in 2017, 2018. I was laser focused just on Meniere's. When was the next bomb going to drop? And it took a while for me to really learn. You know what? Let's not focus on Meniere's all day. Let's not focus on tinnitus, being deaf, ear fullness, off balance. Let's not focus on this all day. Let's try to find other things to occupy my mind. And that was advice I got from my friend Gina. And it really helped. Plus I had therapy with it too. But it really helped. Okay, because the attacks were not as much anymore. And all of a sudden I wasn't noticing the tinnitus as much. It was there. I'm not going to say it wasn't. I still get it. I still have tinnitus. But all of a sudden, I didn't notice it. And it's kind of like what Glenn Schweitzer was talking about in a Really did today. The way I understood it, is you start doing other things, you start focusing on other things. All of a sudden, these things you don't notice. And you feel normal again, per se. Not necessarily like you can go back to work if you can't and all these other things, but you feel normal again. You get that normal feeling. And it's not like normal, wow, this is great. It's not a big thing. It's just a thing. Because you're not focusing on it. And he called it being habitual. And I liked it. And then I started thinking about it because I thought about this all day. I saw the reel this morning. I thought about it all day, even when I went fishing earlier today. Well, I went to the cemetery to my parents' grave because I couldn't go Memorial Day. So after that, I went fishing, and I was like thinking about this, and I'm like, he's right. I'm over here fishing, but I'm not noticing the tinnitus. I'm not noticing the ear fullness. Sure, I'm a wee bit off balance, but I'm really not noticing it because I'm focusing on trying to catch that big rock bass. the big rock bass and crappie. I've not caught a crappie yet this year. It's a black crappie, so I'm looking to catch these things. And so my focus is directed. So all of a sudden I'm not focused. I'm not thinking about any of this stuff. And then I started thinking more about it. I'm like, that's why summer is one of my best months. End of spring and all of summer. It's the best time of the year for me. Because I'm not focusing on me and my disabilities and my syndrome. I'm focusing on being outside doing something else. Even the last few weeks, I have been distracted away from Meniere's, even though maybe you don't think so because I'm still making videos. And that's kind of like what I do. That's one of the things, like, even though I'm talking about Meniere's, I'm not focusing on this. I'm focusing on helping you and sharing my experiences with you. But the last 2 weeks, I've been helping my wife a lot with, her surgery because she had skin cancer. If you've seen in my other videos, she had melanoma. We had to get surgery. For the last 2 weeks, I've really been helping her a lot. She really can't do much for another 2. But we get the stitches out tomorrow. So she'll pick up. She's starting to do more and more and more, which is good. Because I sure love her cooking better than mine. I really do. And I'm not a bad cook. I'm a good cook. But she's way better than I am. So that's taken my attention away a little bit. So you don't notice these things. So when you start focusing on something else, you don't notice them anymore. They're there, just don't notice it. Now if I'm telling you to do something or to distract, I don't mean, okay, go from the computer to your phone to watching the news. Okay, find something that you can focus on, whether it's, thinking about your friend Mary or your friend Bill, and hey, I'm going to talk to them today, or I'm going to, I just push myself and walk. I'm going to think about walking today. Or, hey, you know what? You wake up in the morning, hey, you know what? I'm not that bad today. I think I'm going to go to the store today. Or go to a yard sale on a Saturday or something like that. And you will notice. These things aren't there. You don't notice them anymore because you're focusing on other things. Now, going to a party, going to a wedding, I still get wary about it. Especially the wedding I went to in October for my niece, Liz. It was very loud. And I'm not going to tell a bunch of young people, oh, turn the music down. I'm an old crabby bastard. I just kind of shut the hearing aids off, went outside, stayed outside. We took my car and I tried to go down to the lake and fish a little bit. And the people who owned the place were too happy. But the family thought it was a riot. But yeah, that was just, I just kind of took myself out of the place. And it was really once the meal was done, my wife and I just split. But yeah, weddings, parties, things like that. You're going to end up focusing more on yourself with Meniere's and tinnitus, and that's understandable. But for the regular, everyday thing, just try to focus on something else. And it, like I said, takes a while. Nothing happens overnight. But try. Try to focus on something completely different. And over time, you're going to realize, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got Meniere's, but I'm not noticing a lot of things. Now, for the last warning, if you feel you have vertigo, or you feel that the tinnitus is too much, or you feel that the ear fullness is too much, yes, rest, drink water, don't push yourself, okay? I would never tell anybody to, I'm not a doctor, I'm not what a doctor would say, learn to live with it and move on with your life, because that's not what I'm saying. If you feel that sick, that you can't do anything else, then yes, rest, take care of yourself. You're more important. But on those days we, it's not too bad, and instead of trying to think about other things, you'll be okay. And on that note, have a great night. I'll talk to you all later.